You're tuning into the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, the only wrestling podcast covering WWE, AEW, and TNA. Let's get uncooked, uncorked, and uncensored.
What's up, everybody? You're checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, The Hot Commodity, joined by my own very personal hot commodities.
What's up?
As we cover WWE Monday Night Raw from June 23rd, 2025, live in Columbus, Ohio. Kick off the last Raw before Night of Champions Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman come out to start the show. Rollins says, "What do you people want?" 1 minute you're chanting for CM Punk, next you're chanting for me, then you're chanting for the OTC, you're barking for the dog 1 minute, after that you're singing my song. You have no idea, so I don't care what you people want. You don't know what's good for you, so you need visionaries to tell you. Let's try an experiment. Roman Reigns exists because of me. CM Punk says he came back because you chanted his name. He's back because this company wanted to cash in how much I hate him. Cody Rhodes, there is no second coming unless I'm there to put him on the map. NXT exists because of everything that I built in my image. I'm the past, present, and this is the future of this company. Between me and my oracle, we know about revolutions. Every revolution faces opposition. LA Knight pushed me to force my hand. He stuck his nose in our business and he got tsunamied for his troubles. My dog Braun Breaker will do the same thing to Penta tonight. There are a lot of people who think they have what it takes to exist at the top. They are running the race for second place. This is the end game. It always has and always will be Seth freakin Rollins. And, I didn't really like this promo because he's not really saying much. He's just basically saying that, everything's built on me. There's no explanation still for why these guys would want to work with Seth, especially Bronson Reed, who tsunamied him 6 times. Seth was out for a while. Seth just keeps saying the same shit over and over again, that he's a visionary, and there's really nothing different from this promo. And he's actually building up other wrestlers instead of himself right now. Where do you think this is headed? Because I think this is really stale. There's really no storyline that he has right now. And these guys that are working with him, it's not really benefiting them. They're just standing there and not really doing anything. On their own, Braun Breaker was a former Intercontinental Champion. Bronson Reed didn't have any titles, but he was just doing his own thing, kind of starting to break out. And now they're just standing behind Seth Rollins. And I'm sorry to go off really quick, the last thing. Paul Heyman isn't even saying anything. He's just there. Use him to talk. I don't understand why Paul Heyman's even in this group.
Yeah, I agree with most of what you said. I liked the part where he was like, this person's here because of me. I was the first World Heavyweight Champion. I was the first NXT Champion. All those were good points that, he is kind of the center of everything. However, his actions are not really showing that now. I agree, he's, building up Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, and he's not really doing it himself. Paul Heyman needs to be his mouthpiece. Why else would you have Paul Heyman there? He's the best talker. He's the best person to do promos. He needs to utilize Paul Heyman big time. And I don't like the faction because I agree that the faction doesn't make sense. I think this could be so much better with other people involved. And it's just a matter of time before somebody's going to turn on somebody.
But my question is, what's their mission statement? What is their goal?
Apparently to make Seth Rollins God.
But not even Seth. What? And I'm not, also the thing too, he did the same routine when he was the Messiah back in 2020 during the pandemic, and it's just what are you doing? No one knows. Who are you going after? Who do you want? You've won the Money in the Bank and it's just sitting there. We don't want him to use it, but all he keeps talking about is,
he hasn't really had
game. I'm the future.
Yeah, but what did Roman Reigns do? He came out every week and said, "Acknowledge me," and had everybody else do his dirty work. In every match, he cheated.
He did, but there's just there's no why. There's just no point of this. What does Seth Rollins need? Why does he need protection? You
I
get
hear you.
Roman needs protection because he's been champion for so long, he wants to hold on to it. Seth, these guys just joined Seth after WrestleMania. So, like, what was it that Seth has, or like you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no need for them to work with Seth because there's no common goal. What's the common goal?
And
one of them has to be world champion. They all three of them can't be.
right, and that's like the weird thing. Like Braun Breaker should be going after the world championship, not trying to help Seth Rollins get it. And that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't see this lasting long. And the group makes no sense. And it could be so much better if one, they utilized Paul Heyman better, and two, he had different people with him, or even if it was just Seth and Paul Heyman. But yeah, it's not. I don't think it's the blockbuster idea they thought it was going to be.
And like it could be if each person had their own storyline. Like if Braun Breaker was going after the U.S. title, you know, it's like their whole storyline is don't upset Seth Rollins or we're going to beat you up. Why? What does helping Seth really do for you? He's going to stab your ass in the back once he can to get the title. Like they should know that. It's Bronson Reed put him on the shelf for months. Like, but anyways. Let's move on to our first match. We were just talking about him. Braun Breaker with Paul Heyman taking on Penta here. And this is a good match to start off Raw. We saw Braun land a backbreaker early on. Penta lands a Super Hurricane Rana and then dives onto Braun Breaker on the floor. Braun lands a super clothesline off the apron to Penta onto the announce desk. Braun then lands a Frankensteiner for a 2. Penta hits a Mexican Destroyer. And then Penta springboards into a spear by Braun Breaker. Braun gets the win after Seth Rollins gets in Penta's face and tells him, this is your one warning, stay out of my way. So, Penta's a real big issue for Seth Rollins, I guess.
Yeah. I don't even know why they set Penta, like, have Penta going after Seth. He should be, like, trying to get the Intercontinental title or something. Like, I don't get it at all. I think Penta's overrated, and he, like I said, go after the United States Championship, the Intercontinental, get with your brother and become a tag team, something, but he's no threat to anybody on the high cards right now.
I agree. I mean, I do like them. They had a good match, but there's really no storyline development.
Yeah.
You see,
I want to see him fight like Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio and the Luchadors and stuff.
Adam Pearce tells AJ Styles backstage that Dominic Mysterio is too injured to compete at Night of Champions, so they will not have their match. Sami Zayn will take on Karrion Kross instead of that match taking place. We then get a sit-down interview with Goldberg with Michael Cole. Goldberg says, I took my family to a WWE event as a fan, trying to have fun. I stepped into a verbal assault from Gunther. He had such a lack of respect. He embarrassed me in front of everyone. I didn't know when I was going to get my revenge. No one talks to me like that and gets away with it. I thought it was serendipitous he took the spot in my retirement match. I'm going to beat the fuck out of Goldberg. And then after the interview ends, Michael Cole says that he asked him, what happens if you win the title? You're supposed to retire. And Goldberg says that's interesting. This was dumb.
Interesting dilemma. Yeah, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Someone made a point. It's like, Goldberg, this happened to you like 8 months ago.
Yeah.
Why did it take you 8 months to finally realize that you're pissed and you want to go? Like it?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because when he was training, he got fucking hurt. So, like, how is he going to have a match?
Yeah, I just think Goldberg is like 58 years old. You know, he doesn't deserve this title match. I'm not like, I get it. Like, oh, let's do something nice for Goldberg. Like, he did at the time. He was huge. He did.
But don't make it a title match.
I know, it makes no sense.
For your
retirement. He's not going to win.
Yeah.
But.
And if he does, I think Seth is going to cash in on him.
Yeah, and that would be really dumb. But we're going to get Gunther and Goldberg at Saturday night's main event. Moving right along, the Judgment Day are backstage. Finn tells Raquel that she needs to get fired up. and deal with Rhea Ripley. She says, "You're the enforcer. You need to make Rhea pay." So strong words there by Finn to Raquel, trying to get in her head. We get our semifinal matchup next for the Queen of the Ring tournament, Jade Cargill versus Roxanne Perez. Roxanne applies a leg lock, Jade lands a fallaway slam. Roxanne lands a cartwheel kick, but Jade ends up hitting Jaded, and Jade Cargill will advance to the finals to take on Asuka at Night of Champions. Asuka comes out and faces off with Jade. We knew Jade was gonna win. I just think that she's too much. Like, the fans, she's not really doing it for me. She's always botching something. She's a big, strong girl, but as a babyface, she's not doing it. She was a heel in AEW, and maybe that's why she was undefeated for so long there. But I really don't. I mean, I feel like she's gonna win the whole Queen of the Ring.
She might be undefeated in WWE. I don't really remember anybody
she's
beating
defeated,
her.
I think, but I want to see Asuka win. She could win, but I feel like WWE is going to give it to Jade.
I totally feel like they're going to give it to Jade, and it should be Asuka. Like, Asuka should be a women's champion, not fucking Jade Cargill. I'm sorry.
I agree. Fuck you, Jade. I mean, I like her. You know, she's a good person, and I'm sure.
But that doesn't make her a champion.
I know, but she has some good wrestling moments, and the fans do like her, but Asuka is great. We do see some backstage stuff between Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Bayley promises Lyra that after she wins the women's Intercontinental title, Lyra will be first in line to challenge for it. World champion Gunther comes out. Gunther says, "Bill Goldberg told me I was next. Usually that means spear, jackhammer, 1, 2, 3. It's not 1999 anymore. It's 2025 and I'm the guy. My perception is I see a 58-year-old one-trick pony that can't lace my boots. Bill, I want to apologize to your wife and son for everything I will do to the man named Goldberg. It's my personal responsibility to ensure the myth of Goldberg dies." And I really like this better than what Goldberg had to say. I mean,
the crowd liked it, too.
Yeah, he called them out for everything that was true. You're 58. It's not 1999 anymore. You can't go like you used to. I'm going to destroy you. And that's what needs to be said. If Gunther looks scared, Gunther's gonna look like a bitch, because I mean, a normal man would be afraid of Goldberg, but he's 58, not Gunther. No. Yeah.
That's just, I'm just agreeing with you. He can't, if it was, Tozawa or something, I could see him being scared of Goldberg, or maybe even somebody like The Miz, but Gunther can not be fucking scared of, you know.
I agree. It would look dumb. Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch.
I'd like to see the Undertaker. I'd rather see the Undertaker and fucking Gunther over Goldberg.
I'd rather watch you make it.
Thanks.
Becky Lynch defends the women's IC title against Bayley here. Bayley lands a flying elbow to the back of Becky Lynch on the floor. Bayley lands a side slam for a 2 count. Bayley lands a Bayley to belly for a 2. Becky then lands a superplex and then applies an armbar. Bayley hits a manhandle slam, but Becky Lynch rolls to the floor. Becky then tosses Bayley over the announce desk and puts a bunch of chairs on top of Bayley, trying to get a count-out victory. Lyra Valkyria runs out and helps Bayley, but Becky hits Lyra. Bayley climbs the top rope going for a flying elbow drop, but then Lyra Valkyria runs in and attacks Becky Lynch. Becky gets the win by DQ after Bayley argues with Lyra, and I feel like we're definitely going to get Evolution 2, Becky versus Lyra versus Bayley.
Yeah.
I think it will be a good match. But I do like the way they're sort of turning. We don't know. Bayley going to turn? Lyra, who's the bad guy here? Lyra's sort of just like doing her own thing. Her fellow birds have flew the coop, and now she's on her own.
Yeah. Bird Lady is definitely, the mean streak is coming out in her. Which is good, because she had no personality. It was very cheesy. I was going to bring up something I think we missed, because as I had the highlight on, Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn backstage, because that leads to a match next week.
That happens afterwards.
Oh, on here it showed it before. Okay.
Well, yeah, no, I mentioned earlier that they're gonna fight because they took over. I mentioned that during Dominic.
Sometimes it mixes stuff up.
Backstage we see Penta super kick Chad Gable and gives him the sacrifice. Chad Gable was already injured before this promo, so this was just a way to kind of get him off TV for a while to recover. One half of the women's tag team champions, Raquel Rodriguez, comes out. Raquel says, Rhea Ripley, you're not going to screw me out of the Queen of the Ring. Come out here and get the beating you deserve. Rhea comes out and attacks Raquel. Rhea lands a big boot to Raquel, and Raquel tosses Rhea over the timekeeper area. Rhea Ripley jumps off the desk with a forearm to Raquel. Rhea sets up a table, and then Roxanne Perez comes out, jumps on Rhea's back. Raquel hits a Tijuana bomb to Rhea Ripley through a table, and Night of Champions, we're going to get a street fight, Rhea Ripley versus Raquel.
I'm excited for that match. I think that'll be pretty good. I think Roxanne better watch herself because she keeps getting involved. And I think Rhea's going to fuck them up, for sure.
Yeah, they're going to have... I think they'll have a good match. They had decent matches when they fought in NXT together, and with Roxanne Perez being an extra element to it, I feel like Roxanne's going to team up with Raquel, and they're going to become the new women's champions, kind of like they did with Naomi and Bianca when she was injured. We'll see. You mentioned earlier the backstage interaction with Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross shit talks Sami. Sami hits him with a big boot. And now we're going to see the two of them fight at Night of Champions. Which Sami's going to win, but it will be good to see the two of them. Finally, Karrion Kross gets a one-on-one match on pay-per-view in over a year.
Yeah, and lots of fans love Karrion Kross. I see signs every week to push Karrion Kross. There's like a whole movement. There's like a documentary about it, actually. His WrestleMania weekend, he made a documentary. So, I'm excited for that, and I hope more things come to him because I think he would be a great addition. I mean, he's on the show, but only backstage. So, I can't wait to see him in action.
Mm-hmm. I know Karrion Kross is gonna hopefully we'll go after Sami Zayn, and Scarlett will hopefully help him as well. Our main event, the semi-final match for the final spot in the King of the Ring tournament, Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes. Jey lands the Samoan drop early on in the match, and he gets a kick out from Cody. Cody applies Brock Lesnar's Kimura lock, and that was interesting to see. Of course, everyone's going to speculate that Brock is coming back because of that. Jey applies a sleeper. Cody hits a superplex. Cody lands a Cody cutter, but Jey kicks out. Jey spears Cody. Cody kicks out of that. Cody then hits a super Cody cutter. Jey kicks out. Jey then hits Cody with his own finisher, the Crossroads, a 2 count. Cody then catches Jey Uso with a third straight super Cody cutter, Crossroads, and Cody Rhodes is going to the finals of the King of the Ring to take on Randy Orton after Cody and Jey celebrate. But I am really looking forward to this King of the Ring final between Cody and Randy. Since Cody came back and won the title and Orton's been back, we've been wanting him to fight Orton. They have a lot of history with the whole legacy. When Cody really started, Orton kind of put him under his wing, made him get in a group with him. And there's really no storyline aside from it just being the King of the Ring match, but that could just be good too. So I'm excited that we're finally going to get Orton and Cody Rhodes, although I feel like Cody's going to win.
Yeah. I would really like to see Randy Orton as King of the Ring. I'd like to see him at SummerSlam, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure Cody's going to win the match. And I'm hoping that we might get, maybe by SummerSlam, we see Drew McIntyre come back.
Oh, yeah. That's someone, too, that maybe Cena could fight.
And another person I hope comes back soon is Dragunov.
Yeah, Ilya Dragunov. I've almost forgot about him. Well, we've got one more stop before we get to Night of Champions. We've got SmackDown. We're also going to cover NXT.
SmackDown's at a special time.
Yeah, it's at 1 p.m. in America. We're going to cover AEW. We've got NXT Great American Bash, Saturday night's main event, AEW All In, Night of Champions, Evolution. A lot coming your way in early July, so make sure you subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to stay notified when new content is created. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.